Hello, and welcome back to Perspectives of Jerry. Today, we're tackling a topic that gets a lot of people talking. Sometimes even gets them a little angry. We're going to deep dive into the often debated, frequently controversial list of the 10 most useless college degrees out there. Now, before anybody grabs their pitchforks, I want to set the record straight. When I say useless, I'm talking about it from a very specific perspective. This is obviously my perspectives channel. So we're going to look at this list from the financial return on investment, the job market realities, and yes, even the mental health impact on brilliant, passionate individuals who pursue these fields. Because let's be honest here, not every degree is created equal when it comes to punching the clock and paying the bills. So, stick around because we're not just throwing shade, we're offering a balanced, maybe even surprising look at these academic paths. And if you enjoy this kind of no nonsense discussion, do me a huge favor. Click that like button and subscribe for more videos from Perspectives of Jerry. It really helps the channel out. Alright, let's kick off this countdown of the 10 most useless college degrees. Coming in at number 10, from a purely financial perspective, we have fine arts and studio art. Graduates with a bachelor in fine arts about 5 years out are typically pulling a median salary somewhere between $34,000 and $41,000 a year. That's significantly lower than the national average for college graduates. But here's where my perspective kicks in. People who pursue these degrees report similarly high levels of job and life satisfaction as those of much higher paying fields. They are driven by passion, and that's intrinsic value that doesn't show up on a pay stub. However, the dark side is real. Students in art and design majors show Students in the art and design majors show the highest frequency of mental health problems among all undergraduate fields. A prevalence of over 45%. The useless label, then, might really be a reflection of the incredible psychological burden placed on those trying to make a living in an economically undervalued field. Next up, another high passion major, drama and theater arts. The median salary here is similarly low, ranging from about $33,000 to just over $40,000. And success relies heavily on luck and networking, not just the diploma. It's a real high-risk career path. Now again, the satisfaction factor is huge. Actors and theater professionals are often incredibly fulfilled by the storytelling and live performances. The emotional payoff is powerful here, but the instability is also equally brutal. The constant rejections, the feast or famine income, and the pressure to always be on, mean that performing arts majors also face significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. The dream is powerful, but the grind can be devastating. And as I talked to a friend today, there is 100 people that get off a bus in Hollywood every day. I guess 0.5% actually we see on the screen. So, moving on to another highly passionate field, music. Now, this is near and dear in my heart because my first degree that I tried, and I did not get, was music. And after looking through this research, I'm kind of glad that it didn't stick. I really am. Well, kind of. Yes, no. Like I said, it's a passion project. But the median salary for a music major 5 years out generally sits around $44,000 to $52,000 annually. The low end is often much lower, especially for freelance musicians. Now, the counterpoint, job satisfaction. People who dedicate their lives to music are often incredibly fulfilled. They report high levels of purpose because their work literally creates culture. The ROI is measured in artistry, not just in dollars. However, the constant hustle for gigs, the lack of benefits, and the need to take on non music work to survive. This just contributes to a significant mental and emotional fatigue. It's a career fueled by love, but the financial stress is a constant cord of anxiety that is very hard to tune out. Next up, we have photography and general film/video arts degrees. The professional median pay for a bachelor holder is often around 46 to 50,000, but the degree itself often provides a poor competitive edge because everyone with a good portfolio can compete. So, the degree might give you a leg up in the beginning, but someone who just goes out and does it and learns it the hard way might have a better edge on you. The perspective shift, these jobs are inherently creative. Graduates who successfully launch a freelance career or land a media role report high job satisfaction because they are paid to be creative and tell stories. But the mental health reality, it's a hustle. The career outlook is low or is slow, both. The lack of job security, combined with the pressure to constantly self-promote and maintain a portfolio, keeps stress levels high. A trend we see across a lot of art majors. Now, let's talk about English and creative writing. The median pay for a general English major is often around $48,000 to $50,000 in the early years. It lands on the useless list because it's a generalist skill in an economy that favors specialization. The counter argument, and it's a strong one, is high intrinsic satisfaction. These graduates are often employed as content strategists, editors, technical writers. They get paid to read, analyze, and craft language, which is deeply rewarding to them. But the mental health trend in the humanities holds true. The stress of high unemployment rates for generalists and the intense pressure of creative fields, like trying to become a published author, contribute to elevated rates of depression and anxiety. On a personal note, I've done my fair share of writing. I've taken writing courses. And honestly, every course and professor I've talked to, whether at YouTube, freelance, somebody on a panel when I go to a convention, all say the same thing. Don't quit your day job. In fact, don't quit your day job until at least 4 of your books have sold. What does that tell you? Now, coming in at number 5 on our list is history. We have a classic liberal arts degree, history, going on here, and early career salary for a history major is typically around $48,000 to $55,000. The issue is the lack of direct job, getting a direct job. A history degree doesn't make you a historian. It makes you qualified to start training for jobs that often require masters. The upside, history graduates are often more satisfied with their intellectual fulfillment. They cite contributing to society and applying critical analysis as key components to their happiness. The mental health struggle here lies in ambiguity. When you graduate, the path is unclear. The prolonged job searching and the need to constantly translate the value of a history degree into corporate speak can generally generate significant anxiety and self-doubt. At number 4, we have anthropology and archaeology. The median salary for a bachelor holder is around $45,000 to $50,000. Why is it useless? Well, because a bachelor's degree is essentially a starter kit for a professional field that requires a master's or PhD to be competitive. The degree often only qualifies you for a low-wage technician or fieldwork job. However, the passion is palatable. Anthropology graduates report a very high job satisfaction when they find work that allows them to apply their knowledge of human cultures and behavior. The work is unique and deeply fulfilling. The problem is the aspiration gap. You spend 4 years learning amazing things, only to realize the jobs you want require 2 to 5 more years of expensive schooling. This financial and educational pressure creates a huge amount of stress and can lead to financial burnout. Number 3, we get to an interesting one because it's kind of a curveball here. Philosophy. At a glance, the starting median salary is modest at about $46,000 to $48,000 a year. But, and this is a huge but, philosophy is a sleeper degree for a reason. These graduates are often taught the most critical skills needed in any high-level career: critical thinking, complex problem solving, and logical reasoning. Because of these skills, philosophy majors often go on to highly lucrative careers in law, tech, and consulting. Their mid-career median salaries often jump to over $80,000 and becoming competitive with traditional business majors. Not bad, huh? However, much like the arts, the broader category of humanities majors, which includes philosophy, shows a sustainably higher risk of mental health problems. It is the existential dread, that is not the easiest word to speak, or pressure of the initial struggle to find a direct career path that causes the stress. It's a powerful point for reflection. And if you see what I did there, welcome to being philosophy majors. On a personal note, I actually have a minor in philosophy. For the only idea that, well, first I like the idea of it, but I actually have that because I wanted to show that I knew how to think and how to critically act. All right, we're almost at the top here, and now we're going to start with number 2, criminal justice. The median salary is fine, around $40,000 to $50,000, but the issue is necessity of the degree. Do we need it? Why get this degree? Many entry-level law enforcement jobs only require a high school diploma or an associate's degree. By getting a 4-year criminal justice degree, you're loading up on debt for a job where experience matters more than your diploma. This is why it has one of the highest underemployment rates in the country, and that's up to 71%. Meaning graduates who are working jobs that don't even require a college degree. The job satisfaction is high for those who enter the core field. They report a strong mission-based fulfillment in their roles. But the mental health angle is critical here. It's a high-stress field with high rates of PTSD, depression, and burnout. And a side note, I'm going to have a video on burnout coming up in a few weeks, so make sure that you're watching for that. So the combination of underemployment frustration and the high-stress nature of the work makes the criminal justice path a difficult one, regardless of your degree. And finally, the degree that, based on pure ROI, sits at number 1 on the uselessness scale: early childhood education, non-certified. This is a field of immense social value, but disastrous financial value. The early career median salary is tragically low, often only $30,000 to $45,000, give or take. This is one of the lowest paying degrees on the market. The low pay makes the degree's ROI poor, despite its immense social importance. The counter-argument is the biggest of all: job satisfaction. It's extremely high. ECE teachers feel their work is meaningful, important, and rewarding. They have a passion for nurturing young minds. But the mental health cost is severe. The extreme low pay combined with the high demands of the job lead to massive burnout and a constant cycle of financial stress. It's a system that forces the most passionate people to choose between their mission and their financial survival. Tough choices. So, when we look at these degrees, it's clear. Useless is far too simplistic of a label. It's a conversation about trade offs, about passion versus practicality, and about the hidden costs and rewards that go far beyond the number on the pay stub. So you really need to weigh in. What am I willing to sacrifice to have the job satisfaction? So, let me ask you this. What do you guys think? Are these degrees truly useless, or do we need to redefine what value means in education? Let me know in the comments below, because I love reading your perspectives on my perspective. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Perspectives of Jerry for more of these honest discussions like this one. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.